And welcome to Forever Sports. And this weekend, the Autumn Nation Series gets underway. What a cracker of a game to get us going, though, really, with England taking on New Zealand in the big game of the weekend. And it is preceding Scotland versus Fiji, which is also going to be a very interesting game. But this is probably the biggie. It's two teams with new coaches, relatively new coaches. Steve Ball's obviously been there a lot longer than Scott Robertson, but they obviously had pretty good battles in the mid-year series where New Zealand did get both those wins. But I thought England could have beaten them, probably should have beaten them maybe with some of the performances. And now they're going to be at home. You know, Twickenham home, and it's a good England side being named as well. Although I do think it's also a very good All Black side being named. Now, Scott Robertson has grown throughout the rugby championship, I think, in certain ways. Yeah, I think that New Zealand side got progressively better, but there still seem to be quite a lot of question marks around just how well they're playing, or maybe how well they're not playing. And this is an opportunity in the Autumn Nation Series in general. With Ireland next week, Ireland coming up very soon. I think it's next week, the week after, which is going to be an absolute phenomenal game as well. So very big month ahead for New Zealand, but also a big month ahead for England. You know, a bit of chaos in the camp. You know, Felix Jones, who is leaving, but kind of is still working remotely, apparently. And, you know, lots of different changes and stuff like that. It's an interesting one. And this week, there's been a bit of a storm created by the whole idea of, is the haka still relevant? Should we still be doing it, for example? And very, very interesting to see what the sort of response is and how it sort of plays over. But at this stage, the haka will be performed tomorrow at Twickenham. And these are the teams that it'll list the team that'll be performed to before we look at the team that will do the performing. Right, this is how England do line up. And this vice captain thing is really getting out of hand. There's now a vice captain on the bench. Not a fan. Not a fan at all. But apart from that, it's a pretty good side. Let's look at it, shall we? So JB George captain the side. Edith Genge, Will Stewart starting at 1 and 3. George Martin continues to be back to number 5 jersey. He'll partner Mario Toji, who was starting, especially in the New Zealand series, to look back like the Mario Toji of old. You know, one of the most dominant locks in the world. A loose trail, Chandler Cunning himself, very talented. Tom Carey and Ben Earl, who is being backed in the number 8 jersey. We're then going to have Ben Spencer partnering Marcus Smith. Very keen to see how the combination grows. You've got George Ford off the bench. You know, you've got the like of Finn Smith, for example, in the squad, but no Owen Farrell still on a sort of his international hiatus. In the centre, you've got Ollie Lawrence next to Henry Slade. I think these two need to play a lot more together and start really showing, you know, the world what they can do. Domestically, they've been in really good form, but can they sort of translate that? Tommy Freeman, Emmanuel Ferreira-Bosa, George Furbank as the back three. Big fan of Ferreira-Bosa. I think we all know he's going to be a proper player. But now it's another opportunity to sort of show it in front of his home fans. Off the bench, Theo Dan, Finn Baxter, Dan Cole backing up that front row, Nick Isikwe, Ben Curry, Alex Dornbrandt, Harry Randall, George Ford. So it is a 6-2 split. So, you know, all those complaining about the box and the subs and the likes of that. Well, England doing it this weekend, so it'll be interesting to see if the same sort of reaction is there. In terms of the All Black side, big call being made by Scott Robertson with Beauden Barrett starting at 10. Dave McKenzie dropped down to the bench. He was backed at 10 for basically the entire rugby championship and the entire sort of Scott Robertson tenure. So in the front row, Tamati Williams starts next to Cody Taylor and Tara Lomax. Cody Taylor, I think, was up for one of the best players in the rugby championship. So, yeah, he's always going to start there. You then got Tuba Var, Scott Barrett, nice solid tight 5. Wallace TT, who was a bit of a find in the rugby championship, was tremendous. Sam Kane, Artie Sevilla. Sam Kane, potentially his last tour. You know, everybody sort of expects him to sort of hang up his boots, but, you know, we'll wait and see exactly what happens. You know, different things always continue to happen, so I'm not going to say anything. But Cortez Ratimer had a bit of a meteoric rise so far. He starts in the number 9 jersey with Beauden Barrett in the 10. For me, the most exciting part about this 23 is a member of the bench, which we'll talk about in a second. Caleb Clark, Mark Taylor, Will Jordan in that back row. Will Jordan starting at 15. It is a position people have been begging Scott Robertson to play him at throughout the last few years. So let's see if this potential combination does work. Jordy Barrett at 12, Rico Awani at 13. And then off the bench, Asaf Amua, Toganasi, and Basilo Tosi. Don't see too much of him this year, but it's a decent reserve 3 there. Then there's Patrick Tupolotto, Sam Penny Finau, and then for me, the exciting one, and one I'm really excited to watch this weekend, Cam Roygard. I had the privilege of watching him at the World Cup last year, and within about 5-10 minutes of watching him, I honestly looked at him and went, wow, this is a player. And sometimes it always doesn't translate on TV, but he is a proper player, proper prospect, and he's going to be a very exciting one to watch in the next few years. And you got Antonio Brown, who I think has got a decent shot to be started, to be honest. I think he changes the All Black side when he starts. Dave McKenzie, so there's a lot of nice players on the bench that can try and make quite a lot of difference when they come on. 5-3 split versus the 6-2 split. Kickoff tomorrow is at 5 o'clock South African Standard Time, 10 past 5 to be precise. It is at 10 past 4 local time. You will be live for it, for the watch along. First watch along in the new studio, so come and join us and give us a shout on what you think of it. And yeah, please do smash a like on the video. Please do subscribe to the channel as well. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Steve, and I'll chat to you very soon.